Hey guys, what is going on? It's your boy Loshi Loves You here, and I'm back with a video with my boy Team AVGC. This is the team builder video against Team. Oh God, it always
Team
passes
Flawless.
Team Flawless. Sorry, I always get them mixed up with another team, but yeah, let's just get straight into what we got right here.
So I guess we'll
Um,
go over the Mons and their team first.
okay,
Yeah.
so um, they have. I mean, sorry, we have the Faramosa. The elective, I said elective R. Oh, my brain is on tilt. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. We have the Pheromosa, the Heliolisk, Darmanitan, and Linoon. Also, the Landorus, Blastoids, Ninetales, and the Venusaur.
Yeah. And on their team, they have the Magearna, Hoopa, Unbound, Salamence, Mamoswine, Togekiss, Serena, Infernape, Galvantula, Tentacruel, and Parasect. So,
Yeah, so it's a pretty interesting team, I would say. I think this is probably one of the hardest matchups. I mean, that we've played so far. I mean, Magearna is like a really scary mon of its ability, the thing that they're doing, and their team like composition, like they pretty much like try to set up their Magearna really well.
yeah,
And
the whole front end of their team is really, really threatening. And it's one of the more interesting teams we have to build against since we have to prepare for different parts of the team. And I think we have enough to deal with everything. Like we can deal with the Togekiss, we can deal with the Magearna, the Mamoswine. We can deal with all those things. It's a matter of balancing ourselves out so that we don't get too weak to one of the sides and maybe like give Amon too much of an advantage going into the game since
yeah,
something like the Mamoswine or the Magearna against our team specifically can actually just steamroll us if they actually are able to get it going, get it set up, maybe get some speed control in the field. Of course,
mhm.
give Magearna the Soul Heart boost. So, being able to like make sure that we don't give any specific mons any big of a head start is really really key to this matchup.
Yeah. I think prior to the eight mons that we had, I think me and Tommy were also thinking of well, Tommy was thinking of exchanging. No, before we had something over Line Noon, and I think it was
I think we won the
the
Metagross there.
Metagross. Yeah, yeah. And then we were like talking about it, and we decided to run the line noon to also like use it as a team preview mon. Like if they decide to like okay, if we bring Metagross, I think they already have well their team like the mons that they should bring already like deal with Metagross pretty well. But if we bring line noon, we could kind of like change their like ideal thought process in team preview. Like if they don't respect line noon, it just kind of steamrolls against their team. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, either way, like I don't think Line is really a team preview mon. Like we bring it to team preview. If we feel like it does well, we bring it. If it doesn't, we don't bring it. So there's that. Do you want to start off with Faramosa?
Yeah, sure. So the Pheromosa running this week is a mostly special Pheromosa. We're running Ice Beam and Bug Buzz with the ICMZ. One of the big things about their team is that Togekiss that we have to deal with, and a big problem is that in order to knock out things like the Magearna and the Mamoswine, we actually have to get through the Togekiss first, since we don't have any like spread moves that really can just take out those things. We could run like Heat Wave on the Ninetales, but it really just doesn't do enough damage. So and we have Earthquake on the Landorus too, but still, being able to deal with the Magearna and the Mamoswine like really really like quickly is important. So having ICMC to hopefully just KO the Togekiss is something that we hope to do. And then of course Bug Buzz hits the Hoopa really really hard. Lokick hits the Mamoswine, and I think they also have some other things that we can do with you know Sub-Zero Slammer and Bug Buzz. I think Bug Buzz will just KO this arena. Sub-Zero Slammer KOs the Galvantula. I remember calculating that. So we have a few things we can do with Pheromosa. I don't think this is going to be like one of those games where we just kind of like run over the opposing team with Pheromosa unless they continue to just like give us Salamence and Serena and those kind of things on the field against the Pheromosa. But
Hmm.
it will be pretty key to take some important knockouts, mainly on Mamoswine and Togekiss is what I foresee for this matchup.
And then we have the Heliolisk. Heliolisk will be running the Life Orb, and they'll be able to use Solar Power. We're running Grass Knot, Thunderbolt, Signal Beam, and Protect. A pretty standard spread as well. I'm pretty excited because it's the first time I believe that we're bringing Helios to a game for sure. I think that well, Tommy decided on bringing this mon, and I had zero regrets with it because it just does so well. Like it's everything on their team. Signal being able to hit the what's that Pokemon called?
Hoopa.
The bug psychic. My God, I'm so bad with Pokemon names. This is why you shouldn't play VGC all day. Um, what's it called?
Hoopa.
Hoopa. Yeah, Hoopa Unbound. Hoopa. And Thunderbolt, neutral, stab damage, just doing like well against everything. Grass not for the Mammoth Swine there, and yeah, I think like although being it frail, it hits super duper strong in the God drought. Oh
Yes, there
God,
you
what?
go. In the sun with the solar power. I
No,
got.
you know why? This time I was so confused because I'm reading it, the Ninetales, and it says Flashfire. I was like, wait.
Oh, did I accidentally put Flashfire 9? Okay, that's my bad.
Yeah, this time it's not me, guys. It's not me. But yeah, I don't. Helix is just a pretty cool mon to use this week, and I think that you guys will be excited to see like what it actually does and how powerful it is.
Yeah, a big part of the Heliolisk is that it hits nearly everything on the team. I'm going to bring the image back up again. Like, Magearna does a really good chunk too, like 70% plus in the sun. Mamoswine just goes down to Grass Knot, in or out of sun. Can Oko the Togekiss flat out. Outspeeds the Infernape and the Galvantula both by 1 point. So, like, it's just an all-around really good mon for this matchup. I think it's really hard for us not to bring it this week. The Frailty is a bit scary, but I think we should be fine this week. I think it should be doing a lot of work. It's just a matter of how many knockouts it can get before it goes down, if we can actually get enough knockouts out of it, because it's like one of those, like, yeah.
That we went crazy with? No, right?
No, the only, like, it can KO the Mamoswine and the Hoopa outside of Sun, which is really cool. Assuming they're not running the bug super effective move on Hoopa, which I'm actually kind of afraid of, just because we do have Landorus that usually carries U-turn, Darmanitan that usually carries U-turn, Heliolisk that can carry Signal Beam, and then Pheromosa, of course. So I think the bug resist berry might be something we have to look for on the Hoopa. But like, even with that, I think that having all the bug moves is still like good, just to be able to deal with it. And we also have the Serena, if they decide to bring it, since I don't think they'd bring it, but it could be something that could threaten the Linoon later down the line, just because of Queenly Majesty blocking extreme speed being pretty important.
I'm pretty sure if they show Sarnia and Timburu, I'm pretty sure we don't bring Linoon, right?
If they bring it to team preview, yeah, probably not. Like, I think it's possible that they bring it, since what are their other choices? They could bring Tentacruel or Parasect. I don't think that either of those things are necessarily great in the sun anyways. We could bring it, just because we probably don't expect them to bring the
Sarnia.
Bring the Serena.
Serena, sorry.
Because, like, if they see that we brought our full sun mode in Heliolisk, Darmanitan, Ninetales, and then we're bringing Venusaur to team preview, those are all 4 things that can just scream sun mode and like destroy the Serena. Of course, the Pheromosa as well also just destroys the Serena. So it's a really hard mon for them to bring, but it might be an important one if they don't have enough for the extreme speed combination. So
yeah, that's fair.
Darm is Darm.
Yeah, Darm, you guys, we don't even need to go into explaining Darm. You know what it does. You see the set. You know what it does.
One of the things we might do differently this week is we might try and bring Darm in a little bit later, or earlier, because we usually like leave Darm in the back and say, yeah, like, let Darm clean up our mess if things go wrong, because it can just take a lot of knockouts if you wanted to. But like, this week we can bring Darm in early if we really want to, and just start like trying to take knockouts, just because that entire like left side, the Linoon, the Pheromosa, and the Heliolisk are all like really like frail mons. So we might actually have to like we're probably gonna have to give up a few knockouts on that side specifically. So making sure that we're getting knockouts with Flare Blitz in the sun could be pretty important. So that's something I'd be looking at for this week. Just bringing the Darmanitan earlier on in the game.
And then we got my boy Linoon there. We were talking about it a little bit earlier in this video, but yeah, Linoon with Figgy Berry Gluttony, belly jump shenanigans, and we have that last resort. And Tommy, please take it away from here.
Yeah.
With the last resort.
So I was trying to see if there's anything that just like KOs Magearna at +6 from Linoon, and I really couldn't find anything. But 140 base power last resort at Flux 6 does a really, really good chunk to like a bulkier Magirna. If they run no bulk whatsoever on Magirna, we'll get the knockout from plus 6 with last resort, but I definitely expect some sort of bulk on the Magirna, so if anything, like we get some chip damage on it, or even just like do the last resort and just like have to like chip it later with anything, like that'd be super fine with us. Last resort also really, really important. KOs the Togekiss. So we don't have to worry about Togekiss maybe setting up Tailwind and then like redirecting our Extreme Speed. Extreme Speed does have a higher priority, or no, it's the same priority as Follow Me, but Linoon's likely going to be faster, so Extreme Speed shouldn't be redirected by Follow Me anyways. But if we do get into that situation where Togekiss can redirect the Extreme Speed, or if we just want to take out the Togekiss right away, we can always go for Last Resort and definitely get the knockout where Extreme Speed probably wouldn't. I don't think there's anything else on their team that we really have to worry about not knocking out with Extreme Speed. I'm pretty sure pretty much everything else on their team goes down to the Extreme Speed. I guess the Serena, if they do decide to bring in and we decide to bring the Linoon, if Serena does ever come to the field, we'll likely outspeed it and likely just be able to knock it out with Last Resort. So it just gives us a secondary stab option, just a higher base power, but not priority. So it can be very, very useful.
And we got my boy, the real logo, Landorus. We are running a different item this week. Gradium Z. I don't think we've ever used that either on Landorus. I know we use it on Metagross, I believe, but not on Lando. We have the U-turn Stone Edge Earthquake, so we have some pivot with Lando here.
It's just so good with the opposing Hoopa there. Like, we just, like,
Yeah,
U-turn off, get into a better situation. Especially we have the bulkier mons on that side. We have
yeah.
the Blastoise mainly, and then the Focus Sash Ninetales if we ever just need to pivot into Sun.
And I don't know. I think like shuffling Intimidate could also be an option if we want to do as well. I mean, it's really hard to really shuffle Intimidate with Landers because it's like 4 times weak to ice, and pretty much everything hits Landers either for neutral. And I don't know. Landers is just a solid mon in this matchup here. You know, hitting the Magearnia. Um,
Yeah,
what else is it?
the Granium Z there is really just for consistent, like a really like strong stab option that could just like pick up a knockout in a situation where we need it to. It also gives us a single target ground move in case we have like a partner that we can't protect next to, like the Darmanitan say. Then we can still go for something like a Tech Rage into either the Mamoswine or the Magearna and pick up the knockout without having to switch out Darmanitan or like protect it. So I think all around it's just a really safe option to have.
Mhm. And we have the MV. Is Blastoise our MVP? I want to say it's either Blastoise, Pheromos, or Metagross. I'm
Like
not sure, but I
like
think
like
I'm leaning towards Blastoise.
Yeah, Blastoise has been like consistently good every single week. Pheromos has had a really good week. Metagross had a really, really good week. Liners has also been good pretty much every week except for last week. But I think overall Blast has by far been the most consistent mon for us. You actually had the idea to not run Scald this week, which I actually really, really like. Just gonna run a full supporting Blastoise with Follow Me, Rapid Spin, Icy Wind, and Protect. Rapid Spin is like huge in this matchup because one thing I'm definitely afraid of is Galvantula setting up Sticky Web.
Yes.
Because our team, once you start lowering the speed of everything, Pheromos at -1, it just gets
Yeah.
blown up by everything.
It's
Heliolisk
no
at
longer
-1.
Pheromosa.
It's not a Pheromos anymore, no. Everything on this team does not want to be at -1. Everything on the left side, rather. The Pheromosa, the Heliolisk, the Darmanitan. Linoon can be at -1 just because, we have Extreme Speed, the priority move, but yeah, we definitely don't want to be at -1 speed, so any way to remove that possible, we'll take. Ideally, we just won't let them set up the Sticky Web, but since we're not running anything faster than the Galvantula on the right side, they probably can set it up if they want to, so then the plan is just to take it out as quick as possible, and then Rapid Spin so we don't have to deal with Sticky Web for multiple turns. We have the Wiki Berry Blastoise. We're running full bulk this week. We should be able to live even something like a Life Orb Thunder from the Galvantula pretty well. So just being able to make sure that Sticky Webs does not come into play in this match is absolutely huge. Probably one of the most important things to look out for.
Yeah, and then now we have my boy Ninetales with the Focus Sash, the Drought ability, and Overhaul. Oh, I said Overhaul. Oh god, Overheat, Power Swap, and Hypnosis and Protect. Um, basically a 252 spread. We're running Focus Sash anyways. There's nothing we really need to like live. Power Swap is pretty interesting. I know Tommy decided on Power Swap, and I think I decided on Hypnosis. I think we
Yes.
had something prior to that,
It was
but like
disable.
Hypnosis is disable, yeah. And I felt like Hypnosis could bring us, I think we said this I think the first week of the NBL we said this, like, if we're behind on turns, like Hypnosis could probably like bring us back or push us way ahead if we decide to use or click a sleep either sleep powder or Hypnosis. So there's the idea on that. Power swap was mainly for Magernia, and I know Tommy had a little. He
Yeah.
explained it to me, so
Yeah, it's mostly so that overheat will just KO the Magearna. If we ever have the chance to just go for overheat on Magearna, that's fine. We can just overheat it. The problem is if, say, Ninetales has already overheated and Magearna's on the field, and we are at like -2 special attack and we know we can't KO it, we can always go for power swap into something like the opposing Magearna or even something else. And what that will allow us to do is, just get Ninetales back into a range where it can overheat the Magearna and just pick up the knockout. The other thing that can do is if like we come in with Ninetales and like say like the Magearna has a bunch of boost, or maybe even something else has a lot of boost. You never know. They can always try and set up with something else. I don't really know what they set up with. Maybe the I guess Salamis could potentially start like dragon dancing on us, but yeah, we can always go for power swap, take away the boosts, and yeah, just go for overheat. And then anytime where we don't have to click overheat or power swap, one of those two things, we can always just go for hypnosis and just like hope we land. The thing about Ninetales is that we don't use Ninetales for its stats or its move pool. We use it for drought. Drought's really really good, and a lot of the times when we have to bring Ninetales to the match, it's not really doing a lot. They can kind of ignore the Ninetales if they really want to. Hypnosis allows them to not really ignore it because then they have to worry about going to sleep for 3 turns. So I definitely agree with Josh's decision to run Hypnosis too.
last but not least, our Mega Venusaur, good stuff. The Chlorophyll ability, Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, Sleep Powder. The pretty I want to say defensive, offensive. Like we got the bulk and we have some offensive.
It's
I'm
mostly
sorry.
it's just like max bold.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I read the 252 on special attack. I really need to go to sleep. But besides that, yeah, I mean, it's just a bulky Pokemon. We have the Chlorophyll ability. So Tommy had an idea with that. Not too sure if we're gonna go with it anymore. I know we wanted to try something out with chlorophyll. Not mega evolving the Venusaur and sleep powdering things and stuff like that. If things get to that and we have to do that, we'll do it. I mean, or if it's like a free turn and we're able to do it, I guess we could sleep powder and stuff like that. But like having Venusaur and not having to mega evolve and abusing the ability prior to mega evolving is actually really 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 dope. I think it's a pretty strong mon inside the evolution and outside, and I think sleep powder chlorophyll is actually pretty dope altogether.
Yeah, like well, I wanted to bring it really really badly at first, but then Josh was kind of explaining that like their team really just is like either things like blow up the Venusaur, and the things that we hit on their team are not really that important. We hit the Serena, the Mamoswine, and the Togekiss, things that we're already prioritizing with other mons. So it's not like we absolutely need Venusaur to beat those things. So it really just comes down to Venusaur having the ability to go for sleep powder. So the main thing is that I think we're probably going to leave behind Venusaur almost no matter what. I think the real question going into team preview will be whether or not we're bringing that Linoon. And if we do bring it,
Yes.
it's probably going to be over the Pheromosa. I think we're pretty much locked into having the Sun mode with Heliolisk and Darmanitan. And I don't think we've really done that in the past. Even like when we've brought Darmanitan and Ninetales, like we haven't
Uh-huh.
really gone hard in the Sun mode. I think this is the week that we finally just like buckle down and say, all right, we got Flare Blitz and Sun, we got Solar Power. Let's just like try and pick up knockouts as quick as possible. Since it's such a third inning team, I think that even if we win, I don't think it's going to be a large differential gain just because
Yes.
we have to bring a lot of frail mons and they're going to have to pick up knockouts on them
Hmm.
in order to kind of get out to a big lead. But over the course of the game, there's going to be spots where they can always just pick up knockouts, especially with priority moves on something like Infernape. If they decide to run that, they can run like Mach Punch, which does a good chunk to Heliolisk, does a decent chunk to Pheromosa, which with any other chip damage will pick up a knockout. So all things we have to be really, really careful of.
Yeah, let me see. We are 3-1 currently. I hope you guys have been watching like the MBL videos that they have on their channel. They've been uploading, consistently throughout the week with power rankings, team I think analyses or something like that along the lines of that. They basically talk about the teams that we've been using and how we adjusted and stuff like that. And they do one more thing. I guess they like decide like who would win the week. Like
Oh, yeah,
let's say if
the
we're
predictions, yeah.
yeah, the prediction week and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting to watch. If you guys want to hear like the analysis, ideas, and thought process of what we'll be trying to do, I'll be leaving a link to the MBL channel down below. But yeah, there's that's about. We got the team builder up. You guys are gonna be excited tomorrow for the battle. I know you guys want us to win very badly, so we want to win badly as well. Push that at 4-1, and yeah, and go up in that power ranking.
Yeah,
See what happens there.
we still got a pretty rough schedule ahead of us too. We have Flawless this week. We have Not Scald next week. So the last 3-1 team, I believe. So it's us Dream Ball and Not Scald at 3-1 if I remember correctly, and then we
Hmm.
Disney at 4-0. So we have Not Scald next week. So another really tough match. Then we have Flawless this week, which they're 2-2, but they played some really good Pokemon so far, and they have a really really scary team. So
Yes.
a lot of important stuff in MBL coming up, and it's going to be a really really fun way to play some good Pokemon down the stretch.
Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe if you can. And also follow Team Man's YouTube channel and on Twitter. I'll be leaving a link to both of those accounts down below. And Team Man, you have any last words?
That's it from me. Thanks, guys, and let's make you guys proud.
Yeah, see it.